Quiet quitting is everywhere these days. But is it a wise idea? A word of caution that I want to give you about quiet quitting is this: things that might fly in a bull market. When the economy is good, the stock market is rolling. When the job market is good and there is, in fact, a labor shortage. The candidates and employees hold all the cards. The hiring managers and the companies are at a major disadvantage. The kind of behavior that will fly in that situation is different from what happens in a recession. In my opinion, this is the time to get strategic, conscientious, and intentional about who you're listening to. Who are you taking your advice from? Are you on YouTube listening to somebody who's been involved in recruiting for 5 minutes? Or someone with zero HR experience at all? I hate hustle culture. You can work your tail off and hustle and grind and have nothing to show for it. So please understand, I'm not saying that you need to be on your grind and you need to sell your soul to some manager who doesn't care about you or some company who doesn't care. No. When I'm talking about the bare minimum, I'm not talking about hustle culture. I'm not talking about clocking in at 8 and then clocking out at 5, or taking your lunch break and actually eating. When I say the bare minimum, I'm really thinking of my friend who got fired during the dot-com bust for relentlessly surfing the internet and reaching a point where she literally was not doing anything job-related. I think some people will try to calculate out, alright, is there any way that I can clock in at 8, do nothing, and then clock out at 5 and still get a paycheck? I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, but do you think that's going to work out if unemployment goes up? So if you're thinking, I will ride out a global financial crisis by trying to do nothing at my job, I would not recommend it. I feel like this is a good time to get selfish and to think about what's best for you and your family. It's really not about doing what's best for a job, a job, where you can easily be replaced the minute that you leave or croak. It's about you and your family's survival. It's about you being able to make it through an economic downturn and come out on the other side of it. Being fired during an economic recession and high unemployment only to find that you may become long-term unemployed for months on end is not a fun way to live. So even though this message may seem contradictory, it's not about doing what's best for corporate America. They will most assuredly take care of themselves. It's about doing what's best for you and your family to make it through an economic downturn. If it would be better for you to keep your salary and benefits than to be unemployed, this is something to carefully consider.